What's up, guys? Welcome back or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. This is my channel Pixie Dust and Spirit Alchemy, where we talk about all sorts of things magical, mystical, spiritual, supernatural, paranormal, occult, stuff like that. I have moved again, so in a couple of my most recent videos I didn't address the move, but I was in a new setting, so that's what this is. I'm in the process of figuring out my work area because I've been traveling and out of town, so finally back home to adjust to this new living space. Guys, today's video is long awaited. I will be reviewing the Gallery of Magic book, Archangels of Magic. Now, I have owned this book for several years, but it wasn't until this year that I actually worked out of it. This is, in my opinion, one of the best Gallery of Magic books, with perhaps the most powerful magic, the most beautiful form of magic, and not just because they're archangels. Yes, that the energy of the archangels does come into account, and I'll get to that in a little bit, but it is well written. It's a dense book compared to some of their other ones. The other ones are kind of thin. Even Wealth Magic is a pretty thin grimoire. And there's so much that you can do with this book. So I will only be discussing right now the ritual that I did, which I've only done one ritual so far. This will be the first of probably many Archangels of Magic book reviews because I plan to work with it more and give more of a review. I wanted to share with you guys, since I do have an experience working with this book, how that went, which ritual I did, and what my experience was with it overall. So let's get started. With magic, to quote Damon, with magic you can change the story of your life. On the back, too, it does say that Archangel magic is like no other magic. It can be subtle, dramatic, beautiful, and profoundly moving. This is not a simple how-to book or a collection of spells, but that does not mean it is complicated or challenging. Read it, use it, and you will get results. So the ritual that I did in this book, I used the Invocation of the Archangel Gabriel. And for those that don't know, the difference between, invocation energy is to invoke the energy of that archangel into yourself, into your own energy. So each archangel is has a set of different tasks, and the task that I chose to invoke through Gabriel was the quality of discipline. So they're qualities rather than tasks, excuse me. And what I experienced during this time was profound. It was probably the most profound experience that I have had with the Gallery of Magic book. Maybe second to Magical Protection, but that's a video soon to be coming. That's in the works. I'd been wanting to work with this book for a long time, and I kind of was meditating. I was meditating one night, and I knew it was time to work with this book. It felt right. Before I had felt some resistance to it, not because of anything related to the book, but just because of myself. And so I was meditating, and after I was done meditating, I sat down and I picked up the book and I opened to a page and intuitively asked my higher self or spirit guides or whatever, I asked, show me which ritual I need to work with or which angel I need to work with. And then I just opened to any page. And I opened to the Invocation of Gabriel. And it was exactly what I needed at the time. The qualities of Gabriel are the quality of clear thought, the quality of extended perception, the quality of separation, the quality of discipline, and the quality of creative communication. And so I used the quality of discipline to invoke in order to help with my creative endeavors, in order to help with my writing. It says underneath, to quote Damon, that the quality of discipline is to acquire discipline and persistence, especially when learning or producing creative work. And I have been actively doing both of those things. In addition to my YouTube channel, I've been working on a couple books. I've been taking language classes, and, so I'm constantly engaging my mind. And sometimes it does start to feel overwhelming. And sometimes I don't know how to be disciplined, or not that I don't know how to be disciplined, but I just choose not to be disciplined that day. I can be lazy sometimes, but I don't want to be, especially when it comes to my creative work. So I definitely resonated with this ritual. And so I read through the book. I made sure to go through it twice and highlighted notes. I took notes on the first part, and I wrote out the rituals in detail in my little notebook that I have, my little spell book, I guess. And so that I would not be questioning what I was doing when it got to be time to do the ritual. And so I definitely recommend that if you are working with this book, to really study it, to really spend time to get to know the ritual, especially if you're doing an evocation or an invocation or one of the more complex rituals. Not to say that it is complex, but it requires a lot of time and a lot of reading and a lot of preparation in order to really do it right. And I do believe that that helped my overall magic, because I felt confident in what I was doing. I didn't have to go back and flip through and see, oh wait, what did I have to do next? No, I wrote it all down. I had it in front of me. And I spent time, I love the part about the invocation that precedes this, where you have to go through these gates. And the first gate is to spend 3 days meditating on the quality that you wish to invoke in your body, so that you're already getting used to the energy of it, to the energy of that quality. And it has to be 3 full days. And then at night, you kind of think about it, and just think about times when you've experienced that quality before or seen it in other people, so that you know what it is that you wish to invoke in yourself. And so that is preparation in and of itself. And I ended up doing it for more days, because it happened that after the 3rd day I was busy and I couldn't do it right away. So it was more days than that. But when I was ready to do it, I really spent a true solid 3 days thinking about that. And it begins to sort of seep into your energy. The quality of that ritual begins to seep into your energy already, just by giving it that much thought and attention. I did a video with Arjuna recently, where we talked about what does it feel like to do magic, and how sometimes you can get into this sort of magical zone where it's almost like a trance that overtakes you, and you just really know that the magic is working. You can feel the power of the energy, and your own energy, and even the energy of the entities that you're working with. And that's not always felt when doing magic either. I can't say that every time I've done magic I felt that. But the Gallery Magic and other authors make it clear that as long as you're doing it right, whether or not you feel that, it's still working. But with this book, guys, I can barely even put words on just the profound level of the energy that I felt. And in the book, it shares with the invocation and evocation that you're getting a glimpse, just a glimpse of the archangel energy. And so I took some notes after I had done the ritual, and I wrote immediately profound experience. I put thank you, Gabriel. I had also used some binaural beats. I don't recall which ones. I think it was maybe hemisync binaural beats, just to kind of get myself into that zone, because I wanted to really be focused on this ritual. And then I felt and saw a glimpse of the archangel's energy, and I was in the zone with it. And to do my best to put words on this archangel energy, it elevated the entire energy of the room, of the energy within me and outside of me. I'm almost at a loss for words with what it felt like, but it was overpowering. I mean, it didn't overtake me or anything, but it was just so powerful that once I felt it, I was like, damn, this is Archangel Gabriel's energy, and just a glimpse of it. Humans would probably just collapse and probably pass away if the whole archangel was just in front of me and it was the entirety of the energy, but just that glimpse, it raised my vibration to such a height, and it cleared my perceptions, and it made me so aware of just everything at once. And at the same time, I was still in this trance. I was still in this trance-like state of being. Not to not come out of it, not that I couldn't come out of it or anything, not that I was stuck, but it was just, the magic was working and I was working the magic, and so that energy was circulating around me. So I don't know if it will be like this every time that I work with this book. So the more that I work with it and the more that I report back to you guys, of course I will let you know. But just for my first time experiencing the power of this book, it worked. You can feel the energy of it, and I really made sure to give it my full attention, my full intention, and just give it my all. Give it 100% effort, because I wanted it to work. And so what happened after? I will say before I go into that when I closed the ritual, that trance and that profound energy and everything, it was like it closed. I mean, because you're done with the magic, and so it goes back into wherever it was, and you're just back into reality. And I really did feel like I was coming back to reality, and that when I was doing the magic, I was somewhere else. I mean, I was in my room, I was in the same place, but it took me to another state of consciousness, perhaps a state that is on a similar vibration or similar level to where we can connect with the archangels. And, these sigils that they have in the book are essentially portals. So this is what is being used to bring out that archangel's energy. And there was no lingering energy afterwards or anything. But I will say that I feel the quality of discipline has been instilled in more aspects of my life than just the writing. But that's also been my intention with it, So I was traveling recently. I was out of town, and so I wasn't in my regular routine of writing and doing videos and such. And now that I'm back in sort of the swing of things, I will be more disciplined with everything. But I could feel almost like a level up, in my energy field. The magic is still playing out. I mean, it's still happening. It's not over. If you have not worked with this book, I highly recommend it. I didn't start with some of the smaller rituals. I immediately just jumped into the invocation. And if any of you guys have worked with this book, I would be happy to hear what your experience was with it, because if it was anything like mine and you have felt that energy, that conscious energy of a glimpse of the archangel, then perhaps what I'm talking about, because I just feel like I'm not doing it justice with the lack of words that I'm putting around it right now. But overall, my experience with this book was entirely positive. I believe, there's not a timeline with the results of this. I believe it will work as long as I'm working on the project that I had the intention to instill this quality of. And, if I don't take that action, then it's not going to work, right? Because the magic will work better. The magic works if we take the necessary actions that are aligned with its attention and intention. So, that being said, even though it's just a one-day ritual, the results last however long you need them to last. And I don't believe that you need to do it again. I don't believe Damon Brand says anything about that. Of course, use your intuition. If you want to, you always can. I hope this video was helpful to someone. If you have worked with this book, let me know. If you haven't, I hope that this video inspired you to perhaps work with it. And don't be intimidated by the intense energy that I've talked about in this video so far. It was in no way was it scary or overwhelming or anything, but I also was aware. I also made sure that at this time my energy could handle the intensity of that. You know, there have been times in the past where I wasn't ready to do this magic just because my energy level wasn't there. You know, it just wasn't aligned yet. Even if I had thought about it, it just something had kept me from working with it. So just make sure you're ready. You know, get into sort of a meditative state and, you know, just ask yourself intuitively, do I really feel ready to do this magic? You know, but read the book. Definitely, I can't stress enough, take the time to read the book, even if it's cover to cover and you read through all, you know, all the rituals of every archangel, because it's not going to hurt you. You know, you'll just feel more confident when you are doing that magic. I will just say that of all the times that I've done a ritual from a Gallery of Magic book, I would say it's the majority of the time that I don't always have a profound experience. But with this book, working with this book, it was like a reminder that, oh yeah, this shit works. You know, like magic is powerful. And when it's done properly and when it's done respectfully and safely, there's a reason why these books are written. You know, there's a reason why this stuff has a history and has been kept from people, because it is so powerful. And I just want to praise it one more time as being one of the best Gallery of Magic books that I have read, and I just applaud them for the beautiful artistry of this book. So thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Like I said, I hope it was helpful to you. I hope it inspired you to maybe work with it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and if I don't answer them, which I usually try to, other people will that have perhaps worked with it too. This has been my review and experience with the Archangels of Magic book by Damon Brand. So as always, guys, stay kind, stay curious, and until next time, peace.